Welcome everyone. My name is Jitka Vrtalova and I'm the Communication Manager of Active2Public Transport project, together with my colleague Irena Bittner and Kristina Hanáčková. We prepared today's webinar, which will focus on use of the social media. To kick things off, I would like to invite Irena Bittner to say a few opening words and introduce herself. Irena, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. I think almost everyone knows me. I'm the lead partner from the Austrian Energy Agency of the Interreg Danube Region Project, Active2Public Transport. And I'm very happy that we have this further education within our project, because our topic is obviously not social media or communication, but I think it's perfect that we use the chance, and so many partners of you wanted to have a little more competence on social media, and we can really use it for our project, and I hope you can also use it with other projects. So thank you very much also, Jitka, that you prepared this workshop, and I will hand over back to you again.
Thank you, Irena. Thank you for your introduction. Well, here's a short overview of each part of the webinar. So first of all, there's the introduction of project and the pilot actions we are doing together with our partners. Then Kristina will tell us a few slides about social media, which is the main part of this seminar, of this webinar. And then I would, after some discussions, I would like to say a few words about greenwashing, which is a hot topic for the moment, and the concept of it, its risk, and how to ensure your messaging remains authentic and transparent. So this is the content of today's seminar. So first, about our project. The Active2Public Transport project is founded on the principle of integrating active mobility options, such as cycling and walking, with public transportation. And the aim is to create a more sustainable, efficient, and environmentally friendly urban transport systems. Transport accounts for 25% of greenhouse gas emissions in the EU, with 96% of these emissions coming from road transport, mainly cars, trucks, etc. The A2PT project addresses the need to reduce these emissions by promoting alternative modes of transport that are less carbon intensive. A significant goal of the project is to find effective and comfortable transport solutions that combine different modes of travel. This ensures that active transport methods can seamlessly connect with public transport systems, making it easier and more appealing for people to leave their car behind. Well, this is the simplest explanation why the Active2Public Transport project appears, why it was created. Many areas simply face challenges with inadequate connections between active transport, like cycling and walking, and public transport, which impacts the overall user's experience. So, on the other hand, we have many good practice examples. And what we aim to do, how do we aim to reach these goals? So first of all, we would like to provide a toolbox of good practice examples, and by identifying potential solutions to improve connections between active and public transport. So the successful case studies, we will present you some of these during today's webinar as well, and by pilot actions. This is the other part. Pilot actions are here to encourage testing various innovative solutions. This allows stakeholders to experiment with different approaches in real-world settings. So, good practice examples created by Toolbox and pilot actions. Here are a few examples of it to present it practically. Solutions offered by the Active2Public Transport project are bike transportation on public transport, by safe bicycle parking at public transport stops, or by integrating tickets for public and active transports. So you can see here a few examples which were gathered so far. Let's start very quickly with the pilot actions promotion plan. On this slide, you can see all measures that Active2Public Transport project will test as pilot actions. For the moment, I would like to introduce you one of the project partners and their pilot action they are preparing. It's Šimon Juřík from Public Transport Organization of Bratislava, and I would like to ask him to tell us more about his solution, about their solution. Šimon, could we switch to you? Okay. I will now stop sharing and ask you to share your screen if you have any, or do you want to just speak?
Yeah, I will just speak because I don't have any material for this for that moment. So I will just say a few words about that. So as you already said, so we are preparing now the new solutions for our application. So, but also with the I don't know how to say, but with the project A2PT, so we would like to test the new solutions in the application, and of course, and also we would like to like implement the new things to the application. For example, we would like to put there the bike sharing system, and also to test the new A2PT tickets. So if someone wants to, I don't know, take the bike with themselves, so we will have a new ticket for that. So you can use the ticket with the bike, and there is no need to buy another additional ticket for the bike. So everything will be together. And also the share, as I said, the sharing system. So if someone would like to try, I don't know how to say it, sorry. I'm out of English now. But if someone wants to rent the bike, for example, so he can use our application, and then it will transfer to the bike sharing system, for example. Or if someone has our travel card, prepaid for 1 year, for example, he can rent the bike for free, for example, for 30 minutes, 2 times per day. So we would like these systems or these services implement to our application, and we would like to also promote it through this project also with you. So yeah.
Thank you, Šimon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
In fact, we have here, luckily we have here the preview of your application, which will provide users with various information through online mode, well, through as a mobile application, and help them plan their journey more effectively with using the combination of transport instead of just one. I will repeat that Szymon Józik represents the Public Transport Organization of Bratislava region. Thank you. Thank you very much, Szymon. And let's go on to the communication time schedule. Well, we are slightly ahead of the planned schedule, as you can see, but just decide to discuss the communication plan now, the whole communication plan for the pilot actions. This is one of the reasons we are here today, and this is the we should just pay attention to the role of the social media within this plan. Well, the communication plan includes a detailed timeline outlining when specific activities will take place and what actions will be executed during each phase. In terms of graphic elements, we have a consistent set of designs that will be used across all platforms to maintain brand identity. This includes logos, banners, key visuals, and narratives. They are all involved now within the communication guidelines now. And as for the communication channels, we already have utilized a variety of platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. Thanks for everybody who participated and who answered and helped to create this set of communication channels. You all did it, so thank to you all. Well, finally, the feedback will play a crucial role in the campaign with key communication multipliers such as influencers, media contacts, and partners. We will all discuss it in the upcoming months, so don't worry, I will come back with this again. Well, just let me know if you have any ideas regarding that. This is the main scheme about which will play a crucial role in the pilot action promotion. It shows how to involve partners, working groups, and media, including the social media. And I'm very happy to have here Michal Pavlik, the Senior Communication Manager of Danube Region Programme. Welcome, Michal. And I would like to give you the floor. And I would like you to tell us more about the plans for your international campaign that will take place on social media.
Thank you very much, Itka. If I may just jump in. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Perfect.
So first of all, I also have a little presentation, if I may try to share it with everyone.
Please.
It's not strictly connected to the campaign, but it's also more about how we use social media on the program level, maybe just for some inspiration for you. And then I could give a few words about the campaign. Yeah, is it okay like that? All right, let me try to share. Okay, can you see the screen?
Yes, it's perfectly visible.
Perfect.
Great.
Okay, so let me start. It's just that when I see the screen of my PowerPoint presentation, I don't see you. So you have to talk to let me know if something is visible. All right, anyway. So thank you once again for the invitation to participate in your webinar. I think it's a brilliant idea how everybody can be on the same page with using different means of communicating the project throughout its implementation period. In my presentation, I would like to show you how we use social media, maybe give you some tips, some inspiration, and also to tell you in which ways you can also get engaged so we can share your content as we also did so far. I mean, Nitka knows very well. We are very open to do that, and we'll be happy to also help you with communicating the pilot actions, which Nitka just talked about. So what is social media? I think all of us are familiar with them. Just today I read an article in the Slovak newspaper, and that there is a new survey in which, according to the results, 70% of the population of Slovakia uses social media on a daily basis. So that's a really high number, and I think it's going to be very similar in all the other countries of the partners of the Active2Public active. Okay, now I'm not sure how to translate the acronym
Active2Public Transport.
Public Transport, yes, Active2Public Transport.
Perfect.
Sorry for that. So why is it so interesting to use social media for a project, and in fact also for the program? It's because social media gives voice to everyone. It is a platform to anyone willing to engage. And since we are a cooperation project and cooperation program, trying to promote transnational cooperation as a means to solving common challenges, social media is really good for showing how we can do that together. Why are we on social media as a program? It is very cost effective. You don't need to pay advertising all the time. You can if you want, if you have a campaign planned for that, but you can do it basically for free. The platforms are open for anyone. It is also interactive, so you can engage in conversations with your followers, with people. This interaction is easy and is fast. It's real time. There is no time wasted between the post delivers an envelope, for example, for someone else you want to reach. It is very useful tool to increase traffic to your website. So we use it whenever we publish interesting news, or I mean, when we publish a call for funding, we want the news to be distributed all over. So we use social media to help us to do that. It also helps us with the branding of the program. The social media is like a window to your project, which should have some visual elements that are common across all the channels. Itka just mentioned that you are planning for your campaign visual elements, which will be uniting element of all the communication, which is very useful. And social media is definitely one of the channels that you can use to keep the branding consistent. It's also useful because other partners, other organizations, in your case, the consortium of partners, can share each other content related to the project, which is very useful because you amplify the message. And it's also very good, especially the LinkedIn platform that I will mention, for networking and linking organizations and stakeholders which are relevant for your activities. So we encourage projects to use social media, and in the next few slides, I don't want to speak too much, but I will just tell you where our program is present. So you also, as partners, can follow us and maybe also engage with our content. So first of all, we are on Facebook. Facebook is at the moment still the most used social media platform in the world. It is also in Europe. I checked for last year, nearly 3 billion monthly users were active on Facebook. So Facebook is still in the game. It's useful to have a corporate page there. So we do have, as a program, It is used mainly by private individuals, but these private individuals follow corporate pages. Yes, what is maybe just interesting compared to other social media platforms at the moment, the average age of the users is a bit higher. LinkedIn compared to Facebook is more for professional circles. It connects professionals. People go there to look for jobs, maybe also to learn more technical information about topics in which they're interested in. So this is very useful, and I know some of your organizations are very active on LinkedIn, and you also share information on the project on LinkedIn. I think it's very good. And we have 2 accounts on LinkedIn as a program. One is the corporate page, and one is also this LinkedIn account. So please also get connected with us. And we also use X, former Twitter, which we don't use as much right now. We used it during the time of the call announcements, because it's very useful to announce such type of news as calls, for example. But since we have it, please also, if your organizations use Twitter, you can tag us in these posts, just as is all the other platforms, and we will engage with your content. We will also like it, or we will share if we find it interesting for our audiences. One thing I didn't mention here is YouTube, but we don't really use it very actively. We only use it for publishing videos. Here are a few examples of posts, how we do it on the program level. Maybe this can be somehow interesting for you in terms of inspiration of what kind of content you can produce related to activities of your project. Of course, important news about the program, whether it's, as I mentioned, the calls, or we have new projects, or we are participating in an event, we publish it. Of course, we publish news about the projects and maybe highlights of the projects. We also share interesting initiatives and campaigns of the projects. And in this case, you probably recognize the content here. The examples are from your campaign, the survey, cycling tourist survey, and from the meeting you had in the Czech Republic during summer. So again, just for inspiration, maybe you can do the same on the level of partners. Posts from events, of course, whenever we go somewhere, we take part in some event, we try to have nice photos of the event so that we can share that later. Photos from events and photos of people in general are the most engaging from our experience. People really react well. So these kind of posts also have a very high reach, organic reach. Of course, not always you have active period, let's call it that way. Not always you have an event or some development related to the project which you can share on social media. But there are other things always happening which are connected to EU funding, for example, or European cooperation in general. We find these kind of activities also relevant, even though they are not program related strictly. So we also share them on our social media, which also helps keep our accounts active. Another way how to keep your accounts active, so to say, is to use special days, which, in case of public transport or active transportation, you can have different dates, but I'm sure you know what kind of special days that could be. Here I used examples of the Europe Day, for example, and on the occasion of the new school year, we also published something related to what's kind of relevant for us at the moment, building synergies with other programs in the region. So just an example. Or of course, if you have a Christmas post, that's also very engaging. In this case, I cited an example from a Christmas dinner. It's also good to show, you know, the team behind the project. It's also very engaging. All right. Style, design, and language. Again, some examples of our program posts. We like to use questions at the beginning of our posts. Again, it's something engaging. It also gives some nice context to the post. Sometimes you, in the post, want to give some facts about the area of activity or the problem you want to address. For that, using question is a very good beginning. In our post, we also like to give testimonials. So we quote people, which also is, you know, it's a social network. So to see someone behind the post kind of speaking to you, I think is always effective. It's also important to remember that this is a EU funding project or program. So somehow we try to sneak in the European in the post. So European context in whatever way is always useful and good to remember, to include. Of course, try to use a friendly language. It's a social media post, so it should be easy to understand. Try to avoid technical language, such as, you know, I don't know, project co-funded by technical program of cohesion policy, etc. And in your case, I really appreciate if you would use also local language in your countries, because that way, I mean, English always is a barrier. So you have your local audiences for your organizations, and using your own language can be always the best strategy if you inform about the project. So that's about the language style. In terms of the design here, a few examples, you can see how somehow we try to make the branding part of our communication and keep it consistent. If it's possible, of course, sometimes you can put these elements in the post through visuals. If you have a corporate social media account, here is an example of Twitter account that we have. Again, we try to use the visual that we have with these waves, the color. If you go to events and take photos, we take photos and include photos in the posts, which include some of these elements of our branding. So again, somehow reinforcing the theme, the recognition of the program through that. And yes, as I said, the visuals are always very important. So nice photos of people and venues where the events that you participate in take place. Or if you have these pilot actions, it will be very nice if you have a photographer, a professional who takes nice photos. I think it's a really worthwhile. It's really worth investing in something like that. Okay, and this is the end of my presentation. So some of the tips, some of them I already mentioned. So the posts on social media should be just the tip of the iceberg. The details, the long messages should be included in maybe your articles published on the project websites. Yeah, you want to lure people in. You want them to go to your website to read more. Use visuals, use videos, use photos, use emojis. Make the posts friendly looking. Don't use many hashtags. I think the best practice is like 3 hashtags maximum. Afternoon and late in the week has proven to be more engaging for posting. Yeah, if you don't have content related to the project itself, then post relevant info from your partners, because all of you, I mean, just from example from Shimon, I mean, all of you work on the same issues, on the same topics related to transport. So it can be interesting to learn more also about you as project partners on social media. Just maybe united with the hashtag or if you don't have corporate account, of course. If you have corporate account, then you publish on the corporate account, and there is this there is the silver lining there. Engage with followers, respond to comment messages. I mean, this is common knowledge, and I know Jitka, you do it very well as well, so I don't have to explain it further. What I wanted to say, the copyright is important, as this is the last part. Copyrights are important. You mentioned it at the beginning. You asked for the consent of everyone involved, and this is the right way to do it. I would just mention that if you post any photos or any videos from your events, the participants of the events should be aware of that, and they should give you consent. So thank you very much for your attention. I didn't want to steal too much of your time from this webinar, but my last the last thing I'd like to say is that we are preparing this international campaign that Jitka mentioned at the beginning. And so I will jump back to that. It's going to be an Interreg, all European campaign. So we want to show the impact of Interreg projects related to the topics of the post-2027 funding period of the EU budget. So these topics are also related to what you do. So carbon emissions, that's one of the biggest topics as well. So I already talked to Jitka about that, that we would like to show this impact by using examples from your project, from your pilot actions. The idea is that each story, I mean, it will be a series of stories on how Interreg projects achieve impact. And this particular story would be about how we are able to reduce carbon emissions with encouraging people to choose public transportation. And we will have to choose one country in which we show a good example. And in this country, it will be the impact will be illustrated by several projects from several Interreg programs. So let's say we will have a Czech Republic, for example. So we know there is a program, I mean, there is Central Europe Interreg program, and there might be some other transnational program, which I'm not aware of, the Czech Republic is part of. So 2 or 3 examples in the Czech Republic illustrating the impact of Interreg in this specific area. So I would encourage you, if you can already think about such impactful stories, to think about these visuals that we can include in the story, about the impact that we could talk about in the story, and also the timing, if you already know in when these when these pilot actions will take place, so we can plan ahead when to publish the story. And to be published on the interreg.eu website and on social media of Interreg. I see there is one raised hand.
Gerhard, you raised your hand. You have a question
Yes,
or a
good
comment?
afternoon. Yes, I have a question, or maybe also comment, or both. I don't know if I should put it now or maybe later where it fits in best, but I have one question relating to the, let's say, getting also a good understanding of how well we are reaching actually our, let's say, target groups, our stakeholders and the general public. And I know, for example, in one totally different project which we have, I'm also working in one of our freight corridors. It's a website. We have a website for the freight corridors, and there, for example, we regularly monitor also the number of visitors. We also identifying from which country, for example, were they visiting the website, for how long time they were staying on the website. I mean, usually, if you have, at least as a website administrator, you usually have this information. You can really get a lot of statistics. How many minutes or seconds are they staying? Which sub-sites are they visiting? Even which documents are they downloading? So in that project, we do this, and we let's say monitor this even over many years. So we can see trends, we can see developments. We also look at which documents did they download. Did they, for example, download certain reports or studies or other kind of documents? Did they visit some other interactive tools which we provide on the website? So, and I wonder, especially for from the Interreg program, since they are also, let's say, news always published, it would be for us also as project partners, I think, very interesting to see, okay, how many visitors do you have on your website and who are they? Are these, let's say, project partners, so to say, internal users which are looking up information there, or are these external users? And maybe we can even see an impact of such social media campaigns where we, I think, always should also refer to that Interreg website. If this, for example, increases the number of visitors or not, so to see, did it result in anything, or is it something which we are doing without really knowing which impact it had? So that would be a little bit unlucky. So my question is, that possibility to receive such, let's say, such information or do such an analysis? Thank you.
Should I answer?
Yes, please.
Yeah, please.
I guess it was the questions to you, Michal.
All right. So I think there are two questions. One question is related to the project website, which we host on the program website, so that we have the data. We can share it with you, so you can see the statistics and trends that you mentioned, how many visitors go to your website, and then you can also see, maybe now that you have the campaign about the survey, if maybe this campaign influenced the number of visitors to your website. Absolutely, that makes sense. That's actually the best practice, how you should do it, to see if you're effective with your social media campaign. So Jitka, we can agree on a date from, on which you would like to receive this report. Absolutely, there is no problem to provide it. And for the Interreg.eu, of course, if we are planning to start running this campaign probably from October, but it will run throughout the next year. I imagine it's going to be all 2025. So I don't know what would be the time period for assessing or checking the effectiveness of the social media campaign, but we could definitely have a look at the data after we publish our story related to the project that you have and for the program of the Danube region Interreg. That would be very interesting, and I would like to see these numbers as well. So.
Okay, thank you. That sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you for the question.
Thanks for these questions. And back to the social media. Well, I really appreciate the sharing and commenting and liking all of our posts we do, because this amplifies the voice of the Active2Public Transport campaign. So I'm really happy we have here all the partners who participate in this, and the DRP, which helps with this. And now we heard an inspiration for the pilot actions. Now we are in the middle of the project. So behind us, there was more or less the preparative studies, the study trips, the preparation of all the actions. But since now, we should really start thinking about not only how to make it regarding the pilot actions, but also how to present it, how to join it with decarbonization practice, decarbonizing strategies, how to show the effect on the end users, how to demonstrate it practically, how to show the pictures, the good pictures of end users with our solutions. And thanks for showing us the key things which should be presented in your campaign. On the other hand, it's a big challenge for our next speaker, who is Christina. because you said a lot of things which were in fact planned to be now presented. Well, the in-depth explanation of the social media, but I hope Christina will find its field as well, talking about the technical things and talking more about the social media campaigns from her point of view. Christina, now I would like to tell a few words about you. Christina is our colleague who is specialist in social media campaigning. And as she told us, she now lives in Mexico and she joined us happily today. Christina, could you hear us and could you now hand over the floor? Christina, are you
Hi,
there?
everyone. Yes, I'm here. I
Perfect.
turned on the camera just for a few seconds so I can say hi, and maybe not everyone saw me in Vienna. But yeah, I'm currently saying hello from Mexico. It's early morning, so if you hear birds singing or something, maybe cars, just let me know. I can move to the kitchen. But yeah, fresh air is nice. Jitka, will you move the presentation for me when I tell you, or how this
It's
will
up
work?
to you. If you want me to, I will navigate through the presentation and you will just send me the instructions. Is it okay for
I
you?
guess.
Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
I guess it's fine. Okay, so as Jitka mentioned, Michal already said a lot of things that I have prepared. So I guess my part will be now shorter. So actually, thank you, I guess. But okay, I prepared some very basic information about social media because I'm not sure how much everyone knows about social media, how much you use it. I mean, for work apart from your personal use. But let's start with the differences between social media. I took this picture from a website called HubSpot, just to show how much different businesses use social media and what kind of platforms. You can see that the orange part is B2B and the yellow is B2C. I think it depends. Well, I'm sure, based on my experience living in different countries, it's also very important which country we speak about, because there are countries that use still a lot of Facebook. There are countries where Facebook is not really used anymore. Depends for what kind of brand and content as well. But I think that most of us that are here, we will probably use the most LinkedIn, Facebook. I'm not sure how many people here still use Twitter, aka X. So I think, yeah, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, maybe YouTube. I think we all, or at least a lot of us, still have YouTube channel. So yeah, I think you can move on, Jitka. Jitka, can you please move the...
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. You skipped one. You skipped one slide. You skipped one slide. Please go one slide back.
Yeah, one slide back. Okay.
No, yes. The one, yes, this one. So our goals, I think we all have the same goals for this project, and for each country that we will share the content from, and the main goal will be the brand awareness about what we're doing, why we are doing it, and so on. And like this, we will reach new audiences, so people will not know only about the Active2Public Transport project, but also, I mean, they will know about each of the country's actions and things we do for not only cycling and so on. And I mean, the rest of the goals, I think, is applicable for all of us as well, from driving traffic to our websites and other social media platforms. And yeah, getting better of understanding customers. In our case, it's probably our followers and the people in our country. And I mean, how to say it in English? create stronger relationship with the customers or our followers and people who want to know more about what we are doing.
Mhm.
Yeah, next one, please.
Next slide.
Okay, yeah. This is just a very basic information. I guess that everyone will have access to the presentation after, so you will be able to check it. There is not much to say about. It's just important. The different social media platforms have different image sizes, and of course, it's not only it looks better, but it works better for the algorithm and all the stuff if you meet the requirements. So this is just for you to maybe download later to have it in mind. But I guess most of us, we use square picture stories on our platforms, which most of the time is used as a square picture. So this is just very basic information. We can go on. Yes, so a bit more information about the type of the content. I wanted to mention Instagram. I think we all use it, at least for work, maybe, hopefully. The difference between Instagram and other social media is that Instagram now, in the past few months, gives more attention and space for videos. It kind of forces all the social media creators to put more videos than pictures, and the algorithm helps everyone who share videos. And I wanted to share some important information about the videos, which on Instagram, it's ideally to have, if you upload any video on Instagram, it's called Reel, don't upload anything longer than 90 seconds. I mean, Instagram allows you to share videos of even 5 minutes long if you share it as a post, not as a reel. But Instagram is not really a platform to catch users' attention for more than a few seconds. So just remember that people on Instagram or any, I mean, in general, any kind of social media are lazy to read, and it's hard to keep their attention for more than a few seconds. So when you're creating video or even pictures, just think about that you have to catch their attention within the first maybe 3 seconds. If not, they will just continue, and they will not even remember what they just saw. And about the video, one very, very, very important thing are the subtitles. I think it's been already a long time that people started using subtitles, mainly because we don't have always time, we don't have always opportunity to listen to the things we watch on our phone or even computer loud. Sometimes we forget our headphones and so on, like we consume the content on social media in public transport on the way to work. So it's important to help others to make it easier for them with subtitles. But maybe you can go on next slide, Itka. I wanted to give you an example and share something that's called Safe Zone. Safe Zone is very important for all the type of social media platforms. I think mainly for Instagram, because Instagram has a lot of different buttons and things around, as you see. So what is a Safe Zone? It's a place where if you have any subtitles or pictures or I don't know what added to the video, it should be placed in the Safe Zone. Because then on the picture on the right, I randomly found something on Instagram. You can see that there are subtitles on the video, but you cannot read them because they are very, very low on the video. There are other promotions on the top of that, so you have no idea what you are reading because you cannot read it. So just remember to use the safe zone, which is also in the presentation, so you'll be able to see it, or you can always Google it, where more or less is the safe zone for the social media. Yeah, we can go next to post planning. This is something that helps not only me as a person working from different time zone, but it's also very useful for many reasons to be able to plan all your posts that you're sharing, because you can create few posts that you have in mind in a day or two, and then you can plan them for the next weeks or months, and then you don't really have to care about it. You don't have to sit every other day and create picture posts and think about the copywriting and all the stuff and graphic design. And it also helps you to manage the whole social media platforms you have, so you can see which days you already shared something, or if maybe you didn't share enough this month. So it gives you the visual of how much you're active. For this, I mean, your Facebook and Instagram are connected in this case as a platforms. So you will enter the planning calendar. I'm not sure how many of you already worked with that, but just to let you know, everything should be done because it's the easiest way in the Meta Business Suite. You will find it on your on your Facebook page if you open it on the left side. As you see, it's called Meta Business Suite, and then when you click on it, it opens a new tab for you of the Meta Business Suite, and then on the left side you will see yeah, I'm sorry, it's in Czech, but you will see a small icon that looks like a calendar, and that's the planner. And you can go to the next slide, Itka, to show how it looks like when you open it. No, it's not the one, but yes. So this is how it looks when you are planning the post. You can plan the day and the time when your post will be posted. The good thing is you can choose different days, different times for each of the platform, because maybe your followers are active on Facebook around, I don't know, 6 p.m., but on Instagram more at 9 p.m. or something like this. So you can share the same content in a different time and even different day for different platforms. Next one, please. And this is how it looks like after. So here you can, for example, see this is few weeks ago, maybe months ago, just to give an example how the calendar looks. So you see that, for example, this week I shared only 2 posts. So yeah, this is just a visual to show you how it looks like when you already plan something. This is how you see it after. We can go next. Yeah. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention is also LinkedIn has the opportunity or has the possibility to plan your content. So all the 3, I think, main social media for us have the possibility to plan posts. On LinkedIn, it would be when you create a post, instead of clicking on the button that says post, you just click on the icon with a small clock, and that will allow you to also choose the time and the day you want to plan. So yes, content creation and management. What is important is the balance. And
I'm sorry to interrupt. If I just make Christina, I will have to leave, so I just wanted to say goodbye from my side. I think this is very interesting. So I don't think we are overlapping that much. We don't use Instagram, first of all. So thank you very much. Have a great rest of the webinar. And see you on social media.
Thank you very much, Michal, for joining us. And I hope we'll stay in touch with you not only regarding the evidence-based effect of our campaigns, but also for the future communication of our efforts. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And have a nice day.
Thank you, and sorry for interrupting again. Bye-bye.
No problem. Have a nice day. Bye. Bye. Christina, you can now go on. I will turn off my mic.
Yes. This is something that Michal already mentioned before, but let's try to follow the 80-20 rule. I think we all heard about the 80-20 rule, mainly when we speak about food, right? When 80% of what you eat should be healthy and the 20 can be your favorite chocolate or whatever. But it's the same counts with the content. Around 80% of the content that you post should have any value, and the rest can be promotional partnerships, I mean, between each of us as well. And the second one is the educational content is also very important for us. I think that's what we all want to. It's to educate others about what we're doing and why. And the third one is generated content to encourage your followers to share their experiences with your brand. I think a good example is the survey we shared in the last few weeks. So we used our followers to share their experiences. And well, entertaining content, I guess it's about it's up to everyone how much fun or behind the scenes pictures and videos are part of what we're doing. Maybe not that much, but yeah, it's also nice to keep it funny sometimes. We can go on next slide. So yeah, this is a lot what Michal shared before. Just some useful tips to respond to your content, to your comments, to the comments that will appear on your social media. Not only that it's, I mean, builds the relationship with the followers, right? But it also helps the algorithm as well, so the post can be seen by more people. Just build the good relations, respond to the messages you will get, and yeah, encourage reviews, testimonials. I'm not sure how much about the social media contests and challenges will be part of our social media journey in this case, but it's nice to build the audience with this kind of stuff. Like if you want to participate or maybe win something, tag your friends, and then more people will see it. Michal mentioned hashtags. I agree with him. It's on the next slide that hashtags are a very useful thing, not only on Instagram but also LinkedIn and Facebook, because they are used as keywords when we are searching for something. So as he mentioned, and I agree with him, the recommended amount of hashtags per post is somewhere between 3 and 5. Less or more won't really hurt, but this is the statistics, how much it's the amount that's the best. Use all the hashtags we have, so we can connect through them as well. Work with tags, tag key stakeholders. We can tag if it's, I mean, if it works for the post that you're sharing. Tag also the other, I mean, all of us. I think the basic start would be that all of us here should follow each other's social media. I believe that we have some Excel or something that we already saw or worked with before. So you can find each country's Facebook or Instagram and LinkedIn. And yes, language, English is the main language here, but it's very okay and needed to use your own language, because it's a very long time since all the social media will translate for you everything to the language you have. So if you are seeing posts from, let's say, Czech Republic written in Czech, all the social media will now translate it for you automatically to the language of your computer or the phone. And I think the next slides are just good examples. Yes, I wanted to say a good job to Slovakia. I really like the graphic design of how they manage their social media. If I'm not mistaken, this is from Instagram. I took some screenshots. So it looks it looks very good visually. The next also Slovenia, I think, was the next one. Yes, it just, yeah, looks really nice. You can see, even without opening the one exact post, when you open their Instagram page, you can already see what is it about and what all the posts are about. And I'm not sure if there is more slides or that's it. Yes, I think this is the last slide I have, and it's to inform about any news in your city. I found some examples, really nice examples, that, for example, in Spain, in Mallorca, all the bus trains are for free for the residents, for example. And then I found that in Queensland, the ride costs only 50 cents. So it's just good to know to let the people know what is happening in your city according to public transport. And I think that's all. Yes, that's all from my side, what I wanted to share.
Thanks, Christina, for your inputs. As I announced, we will come back to pilot actions campaign during the next project meeting at the latest. If you have any ideas or comments to that, feel free to say it now, or contact me by mail or by phone or by WhatsApp afterwards. For the moment, does anybody have any questions, ideas, comments, either to the pilot actions or to the social media in general? If not, I don't see any raised hands. But if not, before we close the seminar, I'd like to say a few words about the phenomena called greenwashing. It's been a hot topic lately, and I'm sure you've encountered it as well. So what is it? Well, in general, it's a misleading, vague, or untrue information that pretends a product or service is environmentally friendly. It is such a serious issue that a directive was adopted by the European Union in March of this year. And it defines how advertising can appear and how claims must be supported by factual data. So why I'm talking about it now? Transportation is also a service. No matter it is the Green Claim Directive aims majorly at FMCG. So transportation is also the service which can be influenced by this directive. So for the moment, we have here the airline industry that has faced scrutiny for greenwashing, particularly regarding environmental claims. For the moment, 20 airlines were investigated by the European Commission for misleading practices, such as promoting carbon offset fees and suggesting that passengers can neutralize their emissions by funding climate projects or using sustainable aviation fuels, so-called SAFs, despite the unclear benefits of these measures. On the other hand, we have here, and we can cite good examples from the railway sector, which is exactly our field. České dráhy, the Czech Railways, highlights, this is the example from their website, which highlights that traveling by train can reduce carbon emissions by up to 4 times compared to driving, which has a significant positive impact on the environment. In the future, companies will be required to issue non-financial reports as well, including Czech Railways and other big transport companies. And these non-financial reports must include their strategies for decarbonization, outlining the path towards carbon neutrality. So this is also the answer to you, Gerhard, that everything must be evidence-based. And this is, no matter what, this is positive for the train sector. Well, that brings us to the conclusion of our seminar. We are still having some 20 minutes for discussion. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask them now. Or as I've told you before, just feel free to send me an email or the email to our lead partner. You will all receive this presentation. Hopefully, we'll also manage to publish the recording of today's webinar on our website. Thanks to all of you for your participation, and I look forward to your questions. So the floor is yours.
I have one question, Itzke. Because with our campaign Klimaaktiv, we also had discussions about hate comments or hate speeches, because not all of the people are happy with climate actions. Do you have any ideas, or do you think this might be a topic for our postings, or how to react on that? Should we react on that, or?
Oh, yeah. Good. Yeah. Thanks for this question. This is a very important question. My personal view is to spend the effort on the things we can change. There always will be hates, and I wouldn't spend much effort on discussing with those we will never probably who have their strong opinion. So people might have their opinion, and for the haters, it's very difficult to change their opinion, or I would say impossible. Well, nothing is impossible, but it's very difficult. And I would rather spend the effort on the things we can change, which means by addressing people who are either not decided yet, or they are slightly positive towards the topic of sustainable transport, environmentally friendly transport. So this is my point of view. I will really appreciate your point of view. So anybody, what are your experience in this field?
We have a similar opinion, I think, with Klimaaktiv, with our campaign, and it depends also on the medium. If it's LinkedIn, there is less hate speech because it's a professional network and there's more going on, or most of those people are commenting on Facebook, and we answer some of the comments if they're not too absurd or too strange. But as you said, we don't spend too much effort in keeping an endless discussion, because you can spend a lot of time, and as you say, those are maybe not the people we will convince anyway. So it's a bit the same. And we try not to have too many controversial postings or images, but one time it happened, and it was we framed it as something good, or said it's something good because it was one of the postings that had most of the of reactions, not positive as well as negative reactions. It was just a lot, but we try not to create those polarizing messages, something like that. Yeah.
I agree. Very, yeah. I would say it like that, definitely. So, any more questions, comments? If not, I would like to get to the closing remarks. If I should sum up 3 main things which are important for the social media. So let's connect to each other on various social media platforms, share our posts and tag not only our organizations, not only READ partners, but also the Danube Region Programme sites, their profile. Why? Because every need matters. I will try now to share with you what I had in my mind. Just a moment, it will take a few more seconds. Here it is. Can you see it?
Yes, I can see it.
Every need matters, no matter who we are, where we are. Have a nice day. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you, or majority of you, in Ulm in the middle of in the middle of November for the next partner meeting. If Irena wants to say a few closing words, we have still time.
Yes,
yeah.
Just a few words. I wanted to say the same. I'm really looking forward to see most of you in a few weeks in Ulm. And I also want to say thank you to Laura, my colleague from Austrian Energy Agency. She's doing the postings for us on LinkedIn. And Michelle could not join. She's from Klimaaktiv-Mobil, the social media team, and she mostly shares the postings that Laura does for us. So thank you for joining and for doing this work. And yeah, that's it. And thank you also Jitka, and thank you Christina for organizing the meeting. And it was really nice to have Michael from the Danube region with us. And yeah, and hopefully we can join forces and have very good postings for our community, for our pilot actions. So think about what you want to do with your pilot actions. If you want to get closer to customers, if you want to get closer to business partners, but also think about it, what can be a potential that we reach the European level, and our project can be forwarded to the Danube region or even some other European networks. Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Bye.